I've been asked the question many times. Why'd you go? Why'd you do it? Why'd you go to the Capitol? Would you do it again? Do you regret it? I think in the last 48 hours, the last week or so, the last 24 hours especially, I think my answer to that question might have changed a little bit. The reason that I went in the first place, that'll never change. That'll always be because of Epstein and that island and what happened on that island and the people who need to be held accountable for what happened on that island. That was why I and many other people showed up to the Capitol on that day and rioted on the steps of the United States Capitol because we demanded that these children and their families, unnamed as they may be, given justice that they and the American people deserve. I remember in the days before January 6th, I remember the "it's gonna be wild" tweet and a lot of people speculating conspiracy theories that Epstein is still alive and that they're trying to scurry him out of DC and Trump's trying to stop them by bringing this big crowd here and there's a underground war going on with special forces, or that Epstein's still alive and Trump's going to bring him out and show him to the world and crack it all open. Well, obviously none of that happened. But if you want to know the honest truth about why I went there that day, that's it. It had everything to do with that. There was other things too, but that was the motivation behind it. You get hardworking American patriots and you tell them that our elected leaders and elites and business executives are going to this island and doing what they're doing on that island, that's something that will motivate most people, most good-hearted people, to make sacrifices that they won't personally reap any benefit from, if nothing else because it's the right thing to do. And I know that myself, along with many other Trump supporters, if not most Trump supporters, always have felt that Donald Trump was going to be the person that was going to stand up on this, that was not going to let this be swept under the rug like so many other things have been swept under the rug. And that's why we went there that day, because we demanded that those people be held accountable for what they were doing. And so for that, I sacrificed over 3 years of my life in my 20s. I sacrificed my last moments with my grandmother. I sacrificed a lot for that. And for the longest time, I felt in my heart that it would all be worth it. If we could save our country, if we could bring these people to justice, then it would all be worth it. But I've started to lose faith in this administration, and it's been a long time coming, man. I've felt it coming. I could tell that something wasn't right. And I just don't trust anyone anymore. I don't trust Trump. I don't trust any of those people. I'm starting to think it's all a goddamn show. They've got us hook, line, and sinker. And what are we gonna do about it? What are you gonna do? You gonna storm the Capitol again? Not a good idea. I'm starting to realize that Trump may not be what we all wanted him to be, and he might just be the leader of the show. And you look at Israel and what's happened between the United States and Israel. You look at Epstein. The Epstein connection to Mossad is more than tenuous. Ghislaine Maxwell's father was a Mossad agent. He died mysteriously in a boat accident or something. There's been, I believe, journalists or prosecutors have come out and said they were told don't touch Epstein because he belongs to intelligence. I think it's pretty clear to see what's happening here. My personal opinion, for entertainment purposes only, don't take anything I say seriously. I think we can all see that this is an intelligence operation. And the reason that it's being swept under the rug is because U.S. Israeli intelligence is at the heart of it. I mean, that's almost definitely not true. But I mean, what if it was true? It'd make a great movie. People wonder, how did Epstein go from being a college professor to being one of the most wealthy people in the world and owning all these boats and planes and estates and an island? Where did all that money come from? From teaching out of college, investing, maybe, maybe. So I tell you what, it's deeply disturbing, deeply upsetting for me to hear the man that I went out and stood up for because I believed in him to do the right thing, to hear his Department of Justice completely try to sweep this thing under the rug and say there's nothing to see here. For him to say, are you still talking about Epstein? Knowing damn well that all of his supporters are still talking about Epstein, that they care very deeply about what's happened. And then for him in the last 24 hours to basically come out and say, these documents exist, but they were written by my enemies. I don't like what's in them, so you don't get to see them. You, the American people, don't get to see them. Man, Elon saying Trump's in the Epstein files. I mean, what is this? You should listen to what Tucker had to say about it last night. Tucker Carlson went off, and I'm upset, pretty disturbed, pretty feeling like I got taken for a loop. That maybe all those wackaloon leftists weren't so wrong after all. Maybe it's time for us to unite as Americans.